Alright, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I am doing well. I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to my gameplay stream for Wednesday, June 15th, 2016. Yes, ladies and gents, if you can believe it, we are halfway through June. What the hell? Now, for me, I can understand why the time passed so quickly. Because, for me, I had that whole week where, my parents were here and we were doing all kinds of stuff together, home renovations and going out to dinner and stuff. And so time completely flew by at a rapid pace for me. Completely just foosh. In the blink of an eye, over a week had passed. So for me, I know why time is flying. For you, I don't know. But, it is E3 week. We've got tons of crazy fun news that's come out of E3 this week. In fact, I think this is one of the best E3s in recent memory, in my opinion. Just so much good news about great-looking games. A lot of games that actually don't just look like shitty rehashes or boring, unoriginal concepts. In fact, it's quite the opposite. A lot of the stuff coming out of E3 this year looks like people might have gotten their spark of creativity back. And I am pleased. To say the least, I am pleased. The rest of this year... Let me just very quickly, before we get into today's stream, stuff, just give me some idea here of some of the great stuff coming up in the next, for the rest of this year, alright? Games like Inside from the makers of Limbo, that's going to be freaking awesome to play another game from the makers of Limbo, right? Games like No Man's Sky, excuse me, Dishonored 2, We Happy Few, Recode, Final Fantasy 15, Mafia 3, Gears of War 4, Battlefield 1, The Last Guardian, which is actually releasing. Holy shit, can you believe it? Friday the 13th, which I saw yesterday for the first time, I was like, wow, this looks good. Watch Dogs 2. Damn, I can't read that one. I'm reading right off my gaming calendar, and I can't read another game that's over there, but apparently it's a big release. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Right? Dead Rising 4. And that's just a few. I skipped a bunch. But, holy crap. I mean, and that's just this year. I mean, and next year, this is what's crazy. Next year, between the months of February and March of 2017, I think there's going to be like a dozen giant games coming out. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. Like, it's just out of control. And this is all out of E3. All this news out of E3. A lot of which we weren't planning on. Resident Evil 7 in freaking January. Holy shit. E3 kind of blew me away this year. Usually E3, most of the games that you hear about E3 aren't very big announcements. Oh, it's another one in the same fucking franchise or something. No, a lot of these games, a lot of these games are quite impressive, at least from what I've seen. So I'm very much very excited. Oh yeah, Deus Ex. I forgot to mention Deus Ex. I definitely should have mentioned Deus Ex. That one looks really good too. I saw lots of gameplay of that yesterday, and I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I don't want to sell that one short. That's one of the big ones for the end of August that I think is going to be quite outstanding. But anyway, I digress. E3 week in full effect. Today there'll be a lot more stuff coming out of E3 that I'm sure we'll all enjoy. But for me, we're back to business. I covered E3 for a few days. Sunday and Monday, I had full coverage of E3, all 5 major press conferences. I would like to say thank you to all of you who checked that out. I haven't even really been paying attention to much at all when it comes to views and business-wise. I haven't. And then this morning, as I was setting up this stream, I went over to the King of Hate vlogs and I looked, and wow, people really enjoyed my E3 coverage. Typically, to get people to watch stuff on something that's not DSP Gaming is a pain in the ass. But people really said, oh, Phil's doing it on the King of Hate vlogs. We'll watch it over there this year. And they did. They went over and viewers are good. People are really enjoying my summaries and my reactions to E3, which is awesome. Thank you for that. In addition, KO Gaming, it's still going strong. Last week I released my review of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And as of this morning, it has over 21,000 views and growing. It's still going. So that is awesome. I am very pleased that everything I'm doing, basically, people are really enjoying. Makes me feel motivated to wake up in the morning and come here in my office and get to work. Because people want to see it, right? That's cool. Thank you. So, now let's get down to business. Let's talk about today so you know what to expect. Yes, ladies and gents, The Witcher 3 DLC, Blood and Wine. Started this DLC way before I took my time off. Okay, way before I took my time off. And I knew it was an incredibly long DLC. Everyone said it's like 30 hours long. And I started it and played around, I think I played around 7 to 8 hours of it. Okay? But then I basically ran out of time because there was so much else going on. You know, I had my marathon there at the end of the month of indie games. The end of May. Well, actually, it was early June. And then I had the time off with my parents. So now it's time to jump back into it. Now, there are other new releases this month, just to clarify for everyone. Next week, we've got Mighty No. 9 and Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. At the end of the month, we've got Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens and Inside. In addition, I'm going to be trying to squeeze in an episode of Ask the King, although it's more looking like it's going to be the second week of July now, because I got so much going on that week, because I am also doing my Patreon multiplayer event at the end of well, actually, it's early July. The first few days of July, it looks like that's going to be. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy month in regards to new releases, but I'll be balancing Witcher 3 in between all of that. So, you know, if there's a night where I don't really have much to do, I'll be doing maybe an offline session of Witcher 3. If there's a day when there's nothing going on and I'm through the new releases, it may be the mainstream. So we'll see, okay? We'll see what happens, but I am planning on playing this throughout the rest of June and trying to finish it off, hopefully, sometime in July if I can't finish it in June, all right? So today's going to be 3.5 hours of The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine. I'm very excited. Hope you are too. Tonight, I am going to be working on my best and worst of E3 videos. It's going to be 2 videos, 2 countdowns, the best of E3 and the worst of E3 2016. And those videos are going to be made for KO Gaming. And it's really the first countdowns I'm actually doing. So I'm excited to do them because I've wanted to do countdowns for that channel for a while and just haven't had the opportunity or time to do it. And now I finally have time to do it. So there you have it. I'm going to be working on that. And by the way, if people really like those videos, what I may do is another series where I do Who Won E3. Because every year everyone says this, Who Won E3? And I may do that too. But I want to do the best and worst of E3 countdown first. So I'll begin work on that tonight. No promises that I'll have anything for you, simply because I need to get a lot of resources together. I already have my countdowns like written out, but I have to get all the resources and everything. It's going to be a lot of editing, I'm sure. So I'll start working on that tonight. Hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have at least one, if not both videos ready for you, and those are going to be released on KO Gaming, youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. Okay? And someone says there's going to be multiple videos or one video. It's going to be 2 videos. One's going to be the best of E3 countdown, and one's going to be the worst of E3 countdown. 2 videos. No, I'm not doing a separate part for each, a separate number video for each number. No. No way. All right. So that's tonight. Tomorrow, I'm returning to Persona 3, another playthrough. This one started way back in freaking March. Yeah. I knew this was going to happen with Persona 3, which is why earlier this year, when the patrons voted, right, and they voted on what game they wanted to see me do for a patron's choice, I kind of was skeptical, and I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea, because people are saying it's longer than Persona 4, and I knew there were tons of new releases coming out between March and June. But it is what it is. People were like, we want to see it. So I've been playing it, but I play it when I get a chance. And I am going to be continuing that tomorrow. That will be tomorrow's gameplay stream, all right? And then, of course, tomorrow night I'll be working on the best and worst of E3 again. And then come Friday, I'll come back to Witcher 3. So there will be another major Witcher 3 stream this week. All right? And then, more best and worst. And then this weekend, I'm going to jump back into multiplayer. And I think it's going to be Overwatch. I've actually been craving to play more Overwatch recently. Although a lot of people have been saying, am I going to play more Doom? I do want to do that too, but obviously I don't want to stay away from these ongoing playthroughs like Witcher 3 and Persona 3 for too long, because I need to progress them. So I'm thinking I'll take one day to do multiplayer this weekend. Probably it's going to be Overwatch. And then I'll get right back into it with these games that I've been doing as ongoing playthroughs, okay? Now, in addition to just gameplay coverage this week, I actually have a special vlog that I filmed when my parents had just left. I walked around the house and kind of filmed all the stuff that we worked on together and did improvements to. And I am going to throw together a video of that for the King of Hate vlogs later in the week. I figured, since it's all E3 stuff now, let's not rush it. So that'll probably be like Thursday or Friday this week. I'll quickly piece that together. And that will be reviewed for, or not reviewed, that will be edited and released for you. Now, this weekend, there is going to be a new DSP Tries it. In fact, today I think I'm going to actually be getting the stuff together that I need for it. And so that'll be good too. I haven't done a DSP Tries it in a month. You may not realize it. It's been a month. That's how crazy it's been, but there's been so much going on, and I've been so busy with games, and there really hasn't been much to do in that regard. So finally this weekend, DSP Tries it will continue, which is awesome. So lots going on. You know, gameplay, E3, countdowns, vlogging, all kinds of stuff this week. I told you I was going to come back full capacity, didn't I? I wasn't kidding around. Uh-oh. My stream has had a blip. And now I don't think I'm streaming. Something just happened. Oh, wait. And now I'm back. Apparently there was a blip in the internet. And the stream briefly went down and then resumed. So if you're sitting there and the stream froze, it should be back already. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened. That looked like a quick blip in the internet, and it's back. Maybe some of you didn't even notice. Who knows? All right. So, a lot going on. I've been busy. I'm going to be busy all week. Very exciting. Hopefully you will be tuning into all this stuff. I do want to say thank you for the fact that you've been tuning into everything. Even when there hasn't been a lot of gameplay going on, you've been tuning into everything. The vlogging. You've been tuning into the edited videos. Everything's working out well with business right now, and it makes me excited to come here. And even though we may not have a ton of people on a gameplay stream, I know that everything I'm doing is still entertaining people and, you know, getting attention. So it all evens out, and that's what's important here, right? All right, so we're gonna get started momentarily with gameplay. We'll jump right back here into Witcher 3. But I guess what I'll do is my usual block of plugs. I'll try not to go too long today. I'll try to get through the early ones quickly here. As you know, there's many ways that you can support myself and my business to allow me to continue to do this full time. Not the least of which is obviously watching the live streams and the videos, spreading the word about them, following me on social media at They Call Me DSP on Twitter, or They Call Me DSP on Instagram, where I post up daily schedule updates and all kinds of information for you. But in addition to that, there's also an Amazon associate link in the description of all of my videos and live streams. And if you live in the United States of America and you happen to shop on Amazon.com, if you give that little referral link a click, and then you go shopping as normal, I get a little bit of referral credit. It helps me out. It helps out the business. It's not an immense amount of money, to be completely honest, but it does help. So thank you to those who have used that already over the past several months. Hopefully you will give it a shot if you haven't. If you live outside the United States, the link doesn't work, so sorry about that. But another way that you can help, if that doesn't work, is Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Right now, patrons from the month of May are currently voting on what days they want to play in the upcoming patron-only multiplayer event, and they're also posting up which games they'd like to play. And I actually have an update on that, because I've actually had a few people in the past few days who've messaged me and said, Phil, we pledged in May and we're still not upgraded. As of today, you should be. So if you're a pledgee of mine and to Patreon in May, you're waiting for your form account to get the upgrade so you can post up, it is now upgraded. If it's not upgraded yet, you need to message me or contact me somehow and let me know so that I can get that fixed for you. So please message me, probably on Patreon is the best way, because I get automatic email notifications for those. So please do. I need to get everyone's information in the next 2 weeks so that we can get that worked out and scheduled for early July, okay? So please, if you haven't yet, get on that. But yeah, if you pledge to my Patreon, you get awesome perks For example, getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos, getting premium forum access, getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which is coming up probably in early July. You can also get a private Q&A video made. I actually have to film one. I got the questions from someone this past week, and I haven't had a chance to do it. I'm going to be doing that this weekend. And everyone who's gotten those private Q&A videos answered really loves them. So you get all those cool things, but it's not only that. You contribute to a monthly goal. Right now, I still have to figure out what the hell the monthly goal for June is, because I've been so busy recently that I have not really had a chance to put my finger on it. And what I'm almost thinking is that I'll do something special for the summer, like maybe a summer marathon kind of a deal that people will be voting on. And I almost have it solidified. I have a few ideas, and I think what it's going to be is another patron's choice where you choose between maybe 2 or 3 things for me to do during the summer. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So that's coming up. I'll have more information on that shortly. But also, your pledges allow me to keep doing this full time. You know, it is what it is when it comes to YouTube and ad revenue. Things fluctuate from time to time. And although things recently, last month, were great for me, we've got a slow summer coming up. And Patreon allows me to do this full time. It's solid income, supplemental income that supports the business. So hopefully you'll consider pledging if you have not yet. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. And like I said, I'll have more info on the monthly goal shortly. And then, last but not least, my girlfriend Leanna owns her own business where she makes handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts.
Woo!
She sold about 500 things, 500 orders.
Actually, it says technically $499, but that doesn't count duplicates if someone buys 2 of something. So I'm over 500.
Yep. In the past, year and a half that the business has been operating, she's got nothing but positive feedback. Most people who end up buying from her are not people who would normally buy this kind of stuff. They're just viewers of ours here on YouTube. They check it out, they try it, and they're like, holy shit, this product is great. So you should check it out too at etsy.com/shop/the black currant. And FYI, she will be launching her summer line of product by the end of this week.
Woo!
She's currently filming and taking pictures of all the products. She already has the product made up.
Yep.
It's a whole new batch of scents that are geared towards summertime stuff. But she needed to do, the pictures so she can update her website at Etsy. And so by the end of this week, we should have a brand new product line for you. This is great. It's better than the stuff that most of the time you would buy at the store. A lot of the soap you buy at the store isn't even soap. Look at the fine print. It's called detergent bar because it doesn't even have the ingredients in it to be called a proper soap. Yeah, it's not good for you. It really isn't.
My products are vegan if that's something you're interested in.
Alright, I don't think anyone cares about vegan.
So, we gotta save the animals any way we can.
So check it out.
While we eat our steak.
Etsy.com/shop/the black currant, spelled CURRANT. Thanks to Gino Saji who put up the link in the stream chat. By the end of this week, a whole new product line. You definitely should check it out. Alright. That's it, everyone. I think it's time to start with gameplay. The sun just went behind a cloud, and it just became like a cave in my office.
Woo!
What the heck just happened? I might have to turn on the light in here. It got super dark. No, not that light. Wrong light, yes. That light.
Sucks.
Well, it's just a little bit of light. There you go. Alright. I think it's time to start. You've waited long enough. Wow, and I actually said at the beginning of the stream, I think we'll get a couple hundred people, and that's what we've got. We've got around 200 people on the stream right now. Cool. Alright, let's begin. Witcher 3. Very nice.